Is Helmet's newest album gonna rock your socks off? Let's find out. Hi people and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here for a 5-minute review on Helmet's newest album, Left. I got to say, I think Helmet is one of the most underrated bands from the 90s. Their songs may not be as iconic as tunes like Smells Like Teen Spirit or Them Bones, but their sound, which leaned into the hardcore and metal scenes, would help to shape bands like Alice in Chains and Filter. It perhaps wasn't helped by multiple lineup changes, however, their band creator Page Hamilton remains the only constant in this group and is the central driving force of the band with this unique, chunky guitar riffs that hit you like a ton of bricks. To describe his music to non-listeners, it is unapologetically heavily down-tuned guitars with songs usually shorter than 4 minutes. And Left is no different, with 11 songs with a runtime of 31 minutes. And 2 of these tracks include intermissions and outros. Holiday was the first single released by Helmet, showing that in these 7 years since their last album was released, the band have not changed their sound and have not missed a beat, and it is a solid lead single and opener for the album. I gotta say, when I first heard this song, it got me pumped up and very keen for what was to become. When I played this album, I knew what I was going to expect from Helmet. I mean, they're not one to rock the boat when it comes to the style of music. In fact, I managed to see Helmet earlier this year in a very tight set by a band where very little banter was between the songs. In fact, I don't think the band even swapped their guitars out. Clearly they weren't here to fuck spiders, and they were here to do a job, and that job was to rock your ass. The second single was Gun Fluff, with the distinctive opening line. The song is unapologetically to the point and of course is a tune about America and their gun culture with lines like "We got guns and no solutions, murder building institutions." Then you can guess Page isn't on Ted Nugent's Christmas card list. I'll admit I wasn't a huge fan of this song when it first came out. However, it's now starting to grow on me more. It's a solid follow-up as the second track for the album and flows well after the previously loud and in-your-face approach of Holiday, so I'll give it up to the production of the album here. Now, it is at this point that we get the third song, NYC Tough Guy, which rings true to an older dirge of the band in the past. However, I found this song hard to digest for a while, and I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe it was the unusual whirlpool guitar riff that breaks up the song coupled with the repetitive staccato riffs of Page that one would expect, but this song felt like it struck out with me. I wouldn't say this song is bad, it just didn't really do it for me. Now, I've mentioned several times that Page keeps the bastards honest, and on this album he is playing true to his heavy staccato riffage style that fans would know and expect. However, I am honestly surprised to announce there is actually a bit of experimentation on offer with Tell Me Again, as well as Reprise and Resolution. Tell Me Again completely caught me off guard because I believe this is the only Helmet song I've heard that uses an acoustic guitar.
What is acoustic? Oh, you mean a grandpa's guitars? Grandpa's guitars. That's for pussies and grandpas. I think you know it.
The tune kicks off with a slide guitar intro before launching into a build-up with string sections, but continues to retain that intriguing edge that makes me wonder what it would be like to hear Helmet doing an MTV Unplugged concert. Until I remembered that MTV don't play music anymore. So, unless Page knocks up some 16-year-old, then I'm going to say that these songs aren't going to appear on the channel, which is really quite a shame because these guys don't know what they're missing out on. I thoroughly enjoyed this unusual transition in songwriting, and I know that Page has other songwriting credits with other bands in other styles, particularly with his jazz training background, but I've never heard his other projects to be honest. However, his jazz styles do bleed over on this album, albeit briefly on the outro track Resolution, which is a pretty awesome way to wind down the energy from the onslaught on the senses just heard. Also a shout out to the Reprise, which incorporates a more eclectic Eastern psychedelic approach for its short duration. Another quick remark on the album artwork, which I'm not particularly fond of, and the name of the album, Left, which is rather ambiguous as it could have multiple meanings. However, this is most likely chosen by the band on purpose. I am curious to hear how you infer the album's title and what it means to you, because I almost feel like it means all we have left. Overall, I will give this album a score of 8 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Holiday, Big Shot, Dislocated, and Tell Me Again. Once again, it is quite a shame that the band remained quite unsung later on in their career, as they were rather prolific during the 90s and had quite the impact on the scene. I got the feeling they were just too ahead of their time, but too behind for the 80s hardcore sounds. Still, the band feels like the bridging gap between these eras of music, unique in their own little way, but charging forward at full steam as always with no signs of slowing down. Regardless, it's good to see Helmet is back. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.